I'm pleased now to introduce a distinguished and accomplished alumnus of the university and to recognize his many achievements with an honorary degree. Dr. Greg Morrisett is a remarkable and inspirational individual whom we are proud to call a Spider. I am grateful to him for delivering the commencement address today. A graduate of the class of 1989, Morrisett is the Jack Henri Lenifsey Dean and Vice Provost of Cornell Tech and a faculty member in the Computer Science Department at Cornell University. As Dean, Greg oversees the New York City-based campus. He's responsible for the academic quality and direction of Cornell Tech's degree programs and research, faculty recruitment, entrepreneurial initiatives, and engagement with internal and external shareholders. Morrisett has previously served as Dean of Computer and Information Science at Cornell and the Alan B. Cutting Chair in Computer Science at Harvard University, and as Associate Dean for Computer Science and Electrical Engineering at Harvard. After graduating from Richmond, he received both his master's and PhD degrees from Carnegie Mellon. He's a fellow of the Association for Computing Machinery and has received several awards for his research, including a Presidential Early Career Award for Scientists and Engineers, an IBM Faculty Fellowship, an NSF Career Award, and an Alfred P. Sloan Fellowship. He has served as chief editor and associate editor for a variety of journals and scholarly publications, including the Journal of Functional Programming and the Journal of ACM. And he has participated in several study groups, associations, councils, panels, and advisory boards, including the Board of Computing of the Computing Research Association, the NSA's Math and Deep Science Panel, and Microsoft Research's Technical Advisory Board. Greg draws on his liberal arts educational background to steward Cornell Tech's interdisciplinary work, and he believes that a liberal arts education is a valuable asset in our evolving tech world. He's also sensible and kind. In short, Greg Morrisett embodies the qualities that the university seeks to cultivate in all Richmond students and provides an inspiring example of lives of purpose, thoughtful inquiry, and responsible leadership in a diverse world for which a Richmond education aims to prepare all Spiders. I invite Dr. Morrisett and Provost Jeff LeGros to join me here. By the virtue of the authority bestowed to me by the Board of Trustees, I confer upon you, Greg Morrisett, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto.
Wow, thank you. President Halleck, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, parents, friends, and most of all, students, thank you very much for inviting me to speak. I am deeply honored to be back at my alma mater addressing the class of 2023, the best class in the world, right? Congratulations to each and every one of you. You are a remarkable generation, especially when I compare it to my own. You're much more diverse, coming from all over the world. You're much more technologically savvy, having grown up in the age of the internet, and you're much more globally minded. Finally, you're much more conscious of and engaged in the social and environmental issues that we face today. Why do I know all of these things? Because I asked ChatGPT. When I was a student at Richmond, I was one of the few who had their own personal computer, PC. That was the hot, exciting technology of the day. My PC had a 16-bit processor and a clock speed of 5 megahertz. It weighed 25 pounds, and it cost $4,000. Today, my watch is 25,000 times more powerful, costs 1/10 as much, and is 250 times lighter than that PC. Quite an improvement in technology that literally no one back then in 1989 could have predicted. You folks are graduating into a world where generative, pre-trained artificial intelligence models such as GPT-4 are the hot, exciting technology of the day. And already, GPT-4 can do truly amazing things, like pass the bar exam. In fact, score in the top 10% of the bar exam. It can explain a joke from an image, generate the code for a simple video game, or engage in a dialogue to diagnose disease. In some settings, such as detecting diabetes from an iris scan, these models are already superhuman. Now, to be fair, these models are, as my Microsoft friend Peter Lee puts it, both the smartest thing you've ever met and the dumbest. They hallucinate and lie. They just make stuff up about 40% of the time. And when they're used to generate software, the code that they write is full of security flaws. They struggle with basic arithmetic, and because they've been trained on all the text and images of the internet, they are full of horrible biases and ideas. So what does the future hold for you as you graduate into this age of AI? Just as I couldn't predict that the advances from my 1989 PC to my 2023 watch, I can't tell you with any assurance what the future holds. But I do have a few predictions. First, the age of AI is going to be more disruptive than the era of the personal computer, the age of the internet, or even the Industrial Revolution. Every sector, from finance to law to medicine to education, will be affected and affected dramatically. On the positive side, some of the drudge work will more easily be automated. For example, it won't be so important to know the syntax and the details of a programming language like Python to write small programs or applications. You'll be able to describe what you want in natural language. But it will be very important to think critically about what code you want and to review what the AI produces. Also positively, it's going to democratize and lower barriers. For example, in dermatology, these tools will provide expert diagnosis to people who otherwise lack access to medical care, and they will do so using nothing but a cell phone's camera. More generally, it will enable doctors, nurses, and practitioners to avoid memorizing symptoms, treatment regimes, and the physician's desk reference, and instead concentrate on the human-to-human connection that's so vital for effective medical treatment. I'm actually very excited about the next 5 to 10 years. We're going to see an amazing explosion of applications enabled by these tools. Creative risk takers will have tremendous opportunities, and your generation will be at the forefront of this exciting development. Of course, as with any technology, we must consider the potential risks that AI brings. Many people worry that AI tools will destroy jobs, and in some cases it will. For example, the internet basically killed the job category of travel agent, right? But history shows that new technologies tend to create more jobs than they destroy. For example, I never would have predicted that while taking over travel agent jobs, the internet would spawn influencer as a job category. By the way, last year, influencers brought in more than $7 billion, at least according to ChatGPT. Okay, so. Anyway, I worry less about job loss than I do about the potential bad uses of AI tools. Already, they've been used to create more misinformation on the web. One of my colleagues showed that you can tune ChatGPT to generate propaganda for particular audiences, and that it will convince them of almost any lie. In an age where autocrats are invading countries and where our country is so divided, that's pretty scary. Another risk that I worry about a lot is further marginalization of minorities. These models are constructed by finding statistical patterns in data, and are fundamentally limited by the data used for the training. Garbage in, garbage out is what we used to say. For example, consider the case of using an AI tool to process resumes and select promising candidates for a job. If we train the model using the resumes of people we've hired in the past, we'll simply amplify the biases that we have in our hiring practices today. On the other hand, in many cases, I think it's going to be easier to correct for and retrain the AI when it has a bias than it is in humans. So anyway, what can you, the class of 2023, take from all of this? First, critical thinking and evaluation will be vital in the age of AI. People have a funny tendency to trust machines too much, more than even other people. But these tools are not yet trustworthy, and we must look at what they generate with a critical eye. Second, AI tools are going to make it easier than ever to design and build interesting new things. Design thinking, a focus on understanding what people want or need, creativity, humanity, and the arts will be extremely valued in the age of AI. Finally, AI, like all technologies, is dual purpose. We can use it for good, we can use it for evil. As we advance the technical landscape, your generation is going to have to determine the moral and ethical boundaries of AI. Critical thinking, design, creativity, humanity, morality, these are all the key elements of a liberal arts education. It's what I value from my education here at Richmond, and it's what I hope you've gained from your experience at the university, which is the best liberal arts institution in the world. Education comes in part from the classes you took, the homeworks, the projects, the exams, and the labs. But a big part of the lasting value comes from the activities and the connections outside the classroom, in settings you can't get from an online experience. And when I look back, what I valued the most were the relationships here, whether it was with faculty, such as Art Charlesworth, a tremendous mentor to me, my roommates who've become lifelong friends, or the merry band of theater-loving nerds, who, including my wife Tanya, that took me under their collective wing. So let me close by asking that you take the time to thank a professor and hug your friends. And once again, congratulations to the class of 2023. Thank you so much.